Hey guys, this is Shakti from Around the Wicket, where we not only speak about the game, but we try to learn more about the humans behind our sport. And today we are joined by Junaid Nadir from all the way in UK, a big distance from Sydney to UK, and also time difference as well. But hopefully we've got each other in a time that is favorable for both of us. Junaid, you've been involved in cricket from a very young age, from the age of 5, from what I know. So
Yep.
love your cars. So we'll talk a little
Yep.
bit about your other project, the Car Journal, isn't it? Car Journal.
Yes, that's the one. Yep.
Yep. And you're a director of Nadir Youth Cricket Academy as well. So hopefully we can
Yes,
find
that's
out a
correct.
little bit more about that, as well as how you balance your life. So how's isolation going, man, for you?
Well, thank you for a very kind introduction. I think it's nice that we've managed to get that timing, like you were saying.
Yeah,
We've been
man.
trying it for a little while now
Yeah,
to
but I
get
think for six
those.
months or plus, 6 months plus, I think.
Yeah, so I'm happy that we finally. I think this lockdown's kind of helped us get that together.
Yeah, absolutely.
The being at home, so no, it's been a challenge. I'm sure like you for yourselves as well in Australia. It's not been the easiest times, but we're finding a way. We're finding a way. So yeah.
Yeah. And how's the public reaction to COVID anyways? Like, does it feel like, in the UK that the restrictions might ease in the near future, or do you reckon it's a long haul?
Yeah, so the restrictions are looking to release and calm down this weekend, they're saying, actually, which is a good sign. Well, as you know by the numbers, with I think the second highest numbers in the world
Yeah.
in terms of death numbers. It's not really the best of places, but you go out and to be honest with you, nothing's really changed. If I'm really honest, nothing's really too much changed. Obviously, businesses have closed, but people are still out. Like you go to the parks, I guess because people have nothing to do, so
Yeah,
they're in the
sure.
parks a lot more. But obviously, that's the only places people are allowed to go for your daily once a day exercise.
Yeah.
But no, otherwise, besides that, it's okay. It's been tough for people. I think it's more in the mind to be able to restrain yourself from going out and doing such activities, or going out and meeting, or going to the pub like people love to do here. So it's
Yeah.
being able to put that restriction on that.
Yeah, it's very similar in Sydney here. Actually, in Australia, we had some restrictions. I think a little bit of it is starting to lighten up from
Okay.
next week onwards. I think there's a little bit of changes, which
Mm.
people are looking forward to. I guess hopefully, we don't jump the gun too quickly, so that
Yeah, I think that's the scare as well. A lot of countries, I believe, are looking to relax, but they're now looking at okay, people and countries do relax. Like, is there going to be a second wave?
exactly. Well, let's talk about the two things that I've mentioned previously in the intro. You love your cars, so
Yep,
let's talk about cars first before we get into cricket. Tell us
sure.
about Car Journal. What was the inspiration behind Car Journal?
So, Mr. Carjournal actually came from a friend, the Pace Journal.
Yeah,
And he's
Shabazz.
actually
Yeah,
yeah, Shabazz, as a good friend of yourself and mine.
yeah,
Lovely guy. I was just watching him do his things on his Pace Journal, and it was really inspiring to see how he's doing that. And obviously, something very close to me was my cars. My passion was that from a kid, from a really young age. My father's always had some nice cars, so I think that's where it started from, to see his cars and just always be around being nice cars. When I used to grow up, actually, like for my 11th, 12th birthday, I actually told my mum to me, it's like I said to her, I want to go up to central London
yeah,
and look at some of the cars that are coming over, because a lot of them come from the States, the Middle East and stuff. People fly their cars over. And at the time, the Bugatti was new, the Pagani Zonda was new. And I was like, I want to go to central London to see them. So that's what my mum actually used to do, to take me on my birthday to go see these cars. And then I used to see these guys' cars, and I was like, I want my car to be in that situation. I want people to take pictures of my car or put them on YouTube and, give someone else the smile that I used to get. So that's where that journey started. And fortunately enough, and I've been successful in doing so. So yeah.
yeah. And so, what collection do you have at the moment?
I've got a few. Me personally, I drive an Audi TTS
Yeah,
Roadster. So nice
yeah.
little convertible one. It's the new one. It's got the virtual cockpit and stuff. My father's got a Bentley. My brother
Oh,
drives a
nice.
Maserati. So we like our sporty cars. So yeah, we got a nice little selection, which is nice. It's fun. You can step in and out of all of them, and to
Yeah.
wake up to be able to go out and see that. It's a pride within yourself, and it keeps you motivated to go on and do more.
So when I come to London, man, you can take me for a ride.
Oh yeah, for sure, definitely, man. We're gonna have a good time. We put the roof down, go and see everything. You know what I mean?
Hopefully it doesn't rain, but yeah, that's right.
Oh, well, with that, you don't know, man. It rains almost every day here now.
And moving on to cricket, if anyone follows you on Instagram, there's two things. You'll see photos of cars, and you'll see you practicing in your backyard. In the cricket circuit, when you were growing up, you were known for your rapid pace. I think you were
Yeah,
clocked at 75 miles an hour at the age of 13 and 80 miles an
yeah.
hour at the age of 14. How exciting was that? Can you tell us your experience bowling that quick?
You know what? As a kid, that's all I ever wanted to do. I actually started off as a leg spinner. Me and my good friend Daniel Bell-Drummond plays for Kent and the
Yeah.
England representative, England Kent's captain. We actually started together. He was like 7, 8 at the time. I was like 4, 5. We were a couple of years between us. We were on the younger side. So my brother used to play with his father. And it started off like we used to obviously go and watch them play. We weren't allowed to play. So we used to sit on the side and we used to have a bat and ball, and we should just replicate everything. So he used to bat and I used to love bowling. I used to actually want to be like Shai the Freedy. I wanted to bowl leg spin and hit the biggest of sixes. When you're at 4, 5 years old, that's all you want to do. And it didn't really happen. And my quicker ball was really good. And they were like, just bowl fast. So then I've gone into it, and I was about 5 years old when I played my first match for Greenwich, which is like a local like borough here, against Lewisham. I was 5 years old playing with 10-year-old people, and they were like literally double my size. The pictures are incredible. And people are like, who is this kid? Like, and he's actually going to bowl. Like the parents, my father tells the story pretty well. He's like, when I was just standing there watching, I saw you marking, and I have a long run up. It's like 20, 25 steps. And they were like, where's this little kid going? And like under 10s, like, where is he walking off? He's going to go off the pitch in a minute. And then I started running in, and I took 1 wicket, took a second, took a third, and then I took a fourth. And the parents were like, this is not normal for a 5-year-old kid to be cleaning up kids at that age. And then ever since then, I just wanted to run in and bowl fast. And it's within yourself. I think, to bowl quick, you either have it or you don't. I say to people, you can train yourself to be fast, but I think it's within yourself.
I don't know what I was doing at 5 years, man. I think I was in kindergarten, and we were taking candy excursions or something like that. You talked about Kent, and you made the Kent Cricket Academy again at a very young age. How was the experience joining something that's a prestigious club, Kent? So can you tell us more about that?
That was an honor. I just grew up playing for Kent. I went through all the age groups, under 9s, 10s, 11s, 13s, all the way up. And when I was 11, they noticed that this guy could potentially be something. And at 13, they put me onto the fast bowling academy, working with a coach called Simon Cook, who's now the coach of, I believe, Hong Kong. And he was a real big impact for my career. But it was just getting involved in that professional setup at such a young age. It was almost overwhelming to be training and seeing these players at first hand. You look up to these players. You used to watch them on TVs and so forth. So then being able at that age to actually sit down with them, it's hard for people to comprehend. But it was a great honor. It taught me so much. Like you're talking about the pace. Like I got to a stage when I was 14, 15, I was still bowling 80 miles an hour. But they were like, when I went into the professional scene, I wasn't quick no more.
Yeah.
People could play that with ease. And obviously I'm a small guy at the time. I was only a teenager, so I didn't have much physical attributes. So when I'm running in bowling 80 miles an hour at that age to a fully grown adult, it's easy work for him. So at that time, I was like, damn, maybe I'm not that quick anymore. So I needed to adapt my game. And actually, I used to be an in-swinger bowler. My action was very like sort of Brett Lee type of. I actually modeled my bowling of Brett Lee. And he's one of the guys I still look up to very much. And I actually bowled big in-swingers. And then all of a sudden, they were like, if you want to play red ball cricket, the longer format, you need to be able to bowl a waist swing. So we started to not rein my pace in a bit, just control that pace a bit and being able to work on skills. And I can still bowl at 80, 85 miles an hour.
Yeah.
But now my skill level is, in my opinion, one of the best. And I know how good it is out there. It's one of the best out there within the country. Especially my death bowling, my Yorkers, my slow balls. I know that any time that somebody's in front of me, that those are my skills that I will perfect all the time. So yeah, it's been eventful to say the least.
Yeah. So what's happening now? Where are you involved in terms of the county?
So Yeah, so I went from Kent to Essex for 2 years, and then I came off Essex when I was 21, and then I took a short year out, and then that's when I got involved with Lahore Qalandars,
Mm.
and then I came back the last year sometime, and I've just moved down in my club stuff and so forth down into Sussex. So at the moment, I'm not currently with the county. I'm in the processes of, well, this year would have been that year for that
Yeah,
to happen. I
sure.
was actually in,
Mm.
there was a few deals and offers on the table, but it's not happened. So it's for people like myself. It is tough times, but these times we cannot look past. We have to find a way at these times, like you were saying. You can see on the Instagram of my training at home. So let's see. Let's see. I'm still pushing. I'm still working
Yeah.
on it, and there's nothing that's in my forte saying that I cannot, produce something of what's about to happen here. So yeah.
Yeah, sure. And you just talked about Lahore Calendars. You made the Pardesi Lahore Calendars team in
Yes.
2018. Yeah.
Yes. Correct.
It's for expats that, they can get an opportunity to play for their country. Tell us
Yeah.
more about that experience. And, did you learn, any good lessons? You probably came in contact with some ex-Pakistani cricket players as well. So, yeah,
Yeah.
tell us what you learned from that.
The one of the players that came out of that tournament was Hardis Ralph, who made it big in Australia
Yeah, yeah, sure,
recently.
yeah.
I was
Melbourne
actually,
Stars.
yeah. So I'm in like third, fourth place after him in the bowler side of things. There was him, there was something Hussein, and there's another bowler, and then I'm in the list. So I was actually I'm there or thereabouts for the whole Columbus, like making it into the firing line for the PSL.
Yeah.
But it was a real at the like it's a funny one. I was having this conversation with actually my teammate who I was playing with yesterday. It was lovely. Let's not say the least of that. It was a really beautiful, special trip. We got to visit parts of Pakistan we've never visited before. To be able to be given the opportunity to go back to Pakistan and play cricket, especially with the conditions that how things have been over there. They haven't really been playing much cricket. So this was actually a pre-tournament to the PSL for them to see if they can actually play cricket televised in Pakistan without any troubles. So I was like, for myself, for my nation, for my country, my parents' country, and for me as a cricketer, I want to be able to stand up and represent something like that.
Mm.
And the whole experience was really unforgettable. It was a lot of tough challenges on the way as well. Wasn't easy, like just in any profession, but it was to be given the opportunity, like you're saying, expats to go back home to play a situation and a game like this and a tournament like this on TV. Wow, was really nice. But we got it
Yeah.
rough out there with being an expat and going back. They're like, "Oh, you're traitors. You're from outside. Go away."
What's
So
what's
yeah,
the
it was good.
public's opinion as well? Anyways, like what's the public feel there? Because not much cricket is being played. International cricket, I guess, is not being played
Mhm.
there. Um, is there a sense of them feeling like they're not treated fairly or anything like that, or did you feel like they're still enjoying their cricket? They're still loving all, any opportunity that's coming their way?
You deprive a nation of their pride and joy, and obviously you will see an effect throughout the society and nations. I personally don't feel like you see as many people playing cricket as you once used to.
Sure.
Maybe that's just me, like being a bit picky, but you would see people on the streets playing table cricket or in the streets and stuff. And because you're not getting that cricket within the country, they can't go and see first class games. They can't see the only thing that they had recently to actually go physically watch was the PSL and the Pakistan series that they had before that. So, and the teams that are touring over there are not like the world's best of players and stuff. So they have interest there. They're happy that it's there, but obviously after for so many years you deprive a nation of that, you're gonna see the gaps and the hollowness come through into it, and it goes on to then for Pakistanis, like you obviously are aware in the news and stuff of what's been
Mm.
going on. But that this is why you know countries of not strong finances as someone like United Kingdom or Australia, they are enticed into doing such activities because
Mm.
they don't know what's going to happen next, and they
Yeah.
come from poor backgrounds. So it's a tough one because you've deprived them of something, and when they go and commit something wrong to help to sustain their life because they don't have the opportunity like others do, it's like, where do you go?
Yeah, it's understandable. I was gonna say, you're 23, right? you're an entrepreneur now as well. You have your own youth cricket academy. Um, where did that vision come from? Like, not many people at the age of 23 decide to start a cricket academy.
Yeah, I was 17 at the time, and I was actually
Wow.
going to go out to the Darren Lehman Academy, um, but I don't know what happened at the time. I don't know what something fell through or something. And then I was like, okay, I'm in England for the winter. I was like, what can I do? And I was 17 going on to 18, and I was like, Darren Lehman, David Beckham, and I could list all the names of all these cricketers and celebrities that have their academy after they finish their careers. Now I'm like, okay, but people who then go to their academies, probably 1 in 100 people that actually go to the academy may become that next Darren Lehman or David Beckham or someone. So it's almost like a sense of false reality. Like, oh, come to my academy, you're going to become the next me. Like, yes, that's the ambition, that's the goal. We'll try to become that. But then what about for those who just really want to play the game and
Yeah.
don't have the ambition or don't even have the opportunity yet to become that elite, and people don't have the funds and finances? So I was like, how about I open something during the beginning of my career to say that if I was 18 when I opened it. I was like, if I'm 18 years old and I've opened the academy, and it got represented by Boris Johnson as well. He was part of the foundation and the Metropolitan Police. So I had some really big backing, and I think a lot of it was because I was young and in the public eye with my cricket. And then I was like, especially within London, and there's a lot of like gang cultures and a lot of violence. So I was like, let me try and incorporate something that can give back to them an opportunity, but not just solely with cricket, following my route. Because I started it when I was in primary school. I had to play my school matches, and even when I was into my secondary school, I still had to play my school matches. It's part of the journey. So I'm just trying to show these kids, like, you may not become the professional, but you can become a groundsman, you could become a physio, you could become a scorer. There's so many avenues like within the game that you can do and still be part of it. And if I'm opening an academy, like as a business side, I've well from it, and I've done well from it, and I've helped people at the same time. So it shows them that if you want to do this at 18, 19 years old, and you come out of education, you don't need masses of degrees. You don't need tons of money to do something to help people. There's things and situations out there. And I want it to hopefully become that domino effect that someone in a few years will be like, wait, he done it. What? Let me try it. So then if he helps someone, then I know I've done my work. So as long as I've helped one person better their life, then, that's all I can say. It doesn't matter about the masses. As long as I know I've helped and sat down with one person and I've inspired them and for them to become something, then I know I've done my work.
Good on you, man. Good on you.
Thank you.
I was just going to say as well, with this current situation, you guys probably would have been affected the most because, you can't go out to an academy and train anymore at the moment. How's that been?
Oh, it's tough, man. There's no schools, there's no coaching, there's no cricket, there's nothing. It's pretty flat. And I'll be honest with you, even with myself, like, there's not a lot of people who are talking about it publicly and coming out. And I will honestly say, like, it is tough. Like, people who are going through their battles at home and who may be listening to this, like, just know that you're not the only ones going through this. There's a lot of people that you won't even expect to be suffering through, I don't know, maybe depression, anxiety, stresses, through all of these times with, work, not being able to go out, not being able to do the certain things that you've been able to. Like, even for me, a big part of me growing up was my energy. I was such a hyperactive kid, and I still got that energy. And if I don't use and channel that in the right ways, it can start getting up here. So that's why I continue to encourage to people, like, if you get out and do activities, like, just get out and do something, because these times are tough, man. These times it's really tough.
Now, I've been doing a little bit of stalking, and I found out that actually it was more researching, but I found out that you modeled for Hugo Boss, in the past. So you're in your modeling, cricket academy, playing backyard cricket, playing, cricket for Lahore calendars, car journal, all those involved. How do you find time, and how do you balance all this in your life?
I think it's just always been a childhood passion of mine, and I've not stopped or allowed anything to stop in my way. I've just been so resilient towards my goals, my dreams, and my dedication, that this is what I want.
Yeah.
And this is how I'm going to get it. And nothing will stop me and nothing can stop me. And you have to get into that mindset to become that next thing. And I'm doing all of these things now because hopefully when I hit my prime and my peak, I've done all of those things. So I know now how to manage those things. And so when it comes to that stage, I'm ready and I'm settled and I can go in with full forces. And hopefully with doing all of that when I was younger, it would only help and add to my credibility as an adult. So yeah.
There's a couple of ways of looking at it as well, right? I mean, there are a lot of people who are focused in one path and trying to put all they have into that one path. But how important it is to have variety, so that you don't pigeonhole yourself in a corner or in a path itself, so that you have options open.
Of course, you can't restrict yourself to one idea and one. As they say, don't put all your eggs in one basket, because as in a cricketing field or even in society, like a situation like this might occur where there's no work, where there's no income for people, and we got as humans, the human nature is survival of the fittest and adaptation. So how can we adapt and survive in these situations? So yes, like you're saying, being able to have your options open to other avenues and other ideas. Like I've done a bit of acting before, I've done a bit of TV and stuff. Like who knows what life can come about. Like I really couldn't say where my life is going to be. I want to become a professional and one of the best cricketers in the world. That's my ambition and drive. But if that's not what God wills, then something else may be in line. And if I can be within the sort of circle that I want to be in, then I know I've achieved well. So I think a lot of people nowadays get really disheartened if they haven't reached a certain level, wealth or position by a certain age. But people forget, like, actually, it doesn't matter if I make it at 25 or say 45. Like, as long as you've made it, you have made it. God will have, or destiny will have written its own ways and time and life for yourself. So I just say, trust the process. There's a big word, trust the process.
So we've talked about past, we've talked about the present. What's for the future for Junaid? What's in terms of your academy, in terms of your life in general? What's your ambitions and goals moving forward?
So with the academy, we've had a sit down this week with a few of my directors and members, and we're just like, what is next? Like, how are we going to progress this? Because social distancing measures, kids, like, we've had to adapt. Now we got to think, like, what is next? It's a good question. What is next? So now for the academy side of things, we're looking to go into more of a specialized sort of service. Like, we're looking to go into performance enhancements. Like, we're looking to really round off. Like, now I've actually qualified as a personal trainer just to get the knowledge and experience behind myself, as long as with my coaching, because it goes hand in hand. Because obviously, with the professional athlete, you need to know how to train.
Is there any profession? Is there any profession that you've not done yet, man?
Well, not yet. I'm still trying. Look, at the end of the day, I say to people, don't limit yourself, man. Like, really don't limit yourself. The world's your oyster. It's literally your oyster. Like, who knows? If, like I said, if I don't become a cricketer, as long as if I can work with cricketers, I'm still within the sport. You know what I mean? So you got to have these options, and it's tough to even people. It's tough because they say, oh, you shouldn't have a plan B because it distracts from plan A. Yes, okay, that may be the way, but how about having a plan B that helps supplement plan A? Like, people don't think of these things to get to that stage. But so with the academy, we're looking to go into specialized ways. I want to start helping kids to really go into their performance, push them into counties, and then looking to actually work on worldwide charities with that as well. So hopefully going into the international market. And then with my cricket, to just push on, do some more stuff with the Hawklanders. Well, if the cricket season don't happen here, I might go out to Pakistan, play some stuff out there, and just look to push on, man. Let's just keep pushing and get another big gig, hopefully within the Big Bash soon, or in the PSL within the next few years.
Man. Yeah, great mindset and attitude. Sorry, you have.
Thank you.
We will finish our chat with some quick fire questions, man.
Go on.
If you're okay with it. Okay? So who's your favorite cricketer right now?
Right now, currently, at the current time, probably Ben Stokes.
Ben Stokes.
Yeah.
Probably be for a lot of Englishmen, right?
Yeah, I just think how you got to look at how he's come back from where he came from. Like, he didn't have the best of years a couple of years ago, and then to be able to come back from that single-handedly win test matches, single-handedly help your team get to the World Cup final and be a big winning impact in that, and continue to do it before and after in all the formats, in the IPL and all of these leagues. Like, man, hats off to him, man. Great credit, and his work as he's an all-rounder. So I want to become something like that. So hats off to him, man. Really hats off to him.
I think he's one of those cricketers that every team would want to have in their, in their lineup.
Yeah, literally. What doesn't he do? Like you were saying,
he puts in 100% in everything that he does. Yeah.
Batting, bowling, fielding.
What about if you had an opportunity to invite 3 people for dinner? Who would they be?
3 people for dinner. Sachin, Wazim, and Brian Lara.
Nice.
Those three.
I had the wonderful opportunity of seeing Brian Lara. Still as he's cool and gracious as he was before. Yeah, still the same, man. Nothing's changed.
I want to ask you that question. What about you? 3 people that you would invite for dinner.
If I had to invite cricketers, you mean? I'd probably say Brian Lara is one of them. To keep it fun, I'd have Shane Warne.
Okay, nice.
I would have Shane Warne definitely, and then the third person I'd probably have. That's a tough one. Third one, let's say someone from now. I'd pick Mahendra Singh Dhoni. Yeah.
Nice.
Shane Warne, MS Dhoni, and Brian Lara.
Nice. Good range. Good range.
Yeah, we'll see if they do ever come for dinner, man.
Hopefully, why not? Why not? Maybe you get them on your channel one day, man.
Yeah, that's right. One word to describe your mom.
Oh, priceless.
She's next to you, right? She's there somewhere.
She's in the kitchen. Yeah, she's priceless, man. My mother, can't put words into her, man. Like, there's no words to describe her. She is the reason why I've got to where I've got to. I always continue to say that, like, she put in the hours of driving me around, dealing with my injuries, dealing with me moaning, my packed lunches. Like, man, I do this for my parents, man. I want to see them proud. I want to, like the Nadir Academy, like, I've gave it under my family's name because I want them to have the benefits and the rewards of what I'm going to give, because without our parents, no matter, if they're good or bad, like, we are a byproduct of them. And I always say to them, like, as much as you can, continue to love and show respect to your parents, man.
Yeah, man. And it's Mother's Day on Sunday for us. I don't know if it's the same for you guys.
No, I don't think so.
Happy
Mother's different.
Day.
Everyone has different days around the world, man.
Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers anyways.
Yes, likewise. Happy Mother's Day to you guys out there as well, down in Australia.
Thanks, man. England or Pakistan?
Oh, I get asked this so much. I'm going to say England, but also Pakistan.
Oh, you traitor, man. Isn't that what you got?
No, you know what? As a kid, I used to get asked, who did you want to play for? And I used to just say Pakistan, and a lot of it was because of the excitement that came around with Shahid Afridi, Shoaib Akhtar, and this whole bonanza of cricket around them. Like, it was exciting. The English cricket is still very good, but it's played in a much more in a refined way. So, but obviously I've born here, I've lived here, I had my bread and butter here, I've educated here. So my goal is to play for England, and I will not stop to do that. And I know that I should be given the opportunity. Hopefully, if that's not the case, then if Pakistan want to snap me up, then Pakistan snap me up. Whoever gets there first, right?
That's right.
It's a bit like Jofra Archer's story. It's a bit like the
exactly.
Archer story, West Indies didn't want him, and now England snapped him up, and they won the World Cup.
Wouldn't West Indies be feeling bad right now?
Yeah, I think so. I was
going to say the first time I watched Pakistan was the '99 World Cup. And
okay, nice. Good time to watch.
It was a good time. Good time to understand how exciting they could be. So, because I was raised up in Fiji, so we didn't see much cricket. Okay. And then I moved to Australia in '99, and that's when I started watching cricket. Yeah, and then I realized,
it was big out there in the '99 World Cup, right? It was really big.
Well, that's when, that's right. The Australia-Pakistan final. It was. So that was good. All right.
What did you think about watching that then? Because obviously I was a young kid, I can't remember much of that. But how did it feel watching Pakistan beat Australia?
Well, Pakistan beat Australia because Australia beat Pakistan in the final, right? And it was a one-sided match. But I think at that time, Shoaib Akhtar was pretty new to the scene, and so it was quite exciting to see someone bowl with that pace. With the likes of Wasim Akram and Waqar Younis on the other side, to see, how good they could be. But then final was such a disappointment that I'm like feeling, because I go for India even though I live in
So you was
Australia.
obviously going for Pakistan
Yeah.
at that time.
To all my Australian fans, I apologize, but yes, but that's how it is. Yeah, but you know, it was exciting to see Pakistan do well. Just
Yeah.
disappointing that the final was one-sided.
Look, the thing is, well, sorry, '92 World Cup when Pakistan won. Like, ever since then, like, it's a thing I think within our society and culture and our nature. Like, once we get something, they take their foot off the gas a bit. I think, but the side that Australia had from '99 onwards, or even '96 onwards, have just been
Yeah,
untouchable.
yeah,
You know, really untouchable. And even in recent years, they only had a little mishap of 1-2 years, but
yeah,
they've just continuously been a dominant force, and that goes down to their work ethic, their nature,
yeah.
and how they play the game. They're so like
They're very
rough, dare I say?
competitive, and you
Yeah,
know, they just have it. You know, they just, it's in their
yeah,
DNA. It's in their
yeah.
DNA to win. So when they did suffer in the, you know, in this last few years, so I mean, they're getting back to where they were. Probably
Hmm.
not same quality as what that you know, '99 period team had, but
I don't think cricket. I don't. It's different. Cricket back then is not what it will be now.
no,
There's so much more science and logistics behind it now. Like if you watch how bowlers and batsmen used to bat and bowl back then, there was just you just go and belay and bowl how you wish. There's no right or wrong way. You could bat close together, your feet wide apart, your high back lift, low back lift, you're bowling side on or round arm. There was
yeah,
no right or wrong.
yeah,
But now it's just like everything has to be in certain
perfect,
lines and
yeah,
certain this
yeah,
and this. It's just like forget that stuff, man. Just play the game and enjoy it, man.
exactly, exactly. Now coming to cars, man, you like your Audis, right?
Yep.
Yep. So Audi R8 or Audi A9?
All right. All day, every day.
Yeah.
Yes. Hopefully next car.
Get one for me as well, man.
Yeah, why not, man?
All right. You said you're an all-rounder as well. So betting or bowling?
It's a tough one. I love to bat. It's because I probably don't get to do a lot of it.
Yeah.
But bowling, man. Bowling all day, every day. Like to be able to run in and know that the other guy at the other end is scared of you, man, that's the best feeling, man. And to know that any ball that you bowl could hurt him, oh man, that's a feeling that's priceless. Man.
Just when you know
Love
you're a
it.
quick ball, when you know that you're a quick bowler, eh? The mentality of
Yeah,
fast
man.
bowlers. One place, I mean, you probably don't get to do this right now, but one place you would like to visit.
One place I would like to visit. Maldives is on the list.
Maldives. Okay.
Yeah, Maldives.
Beautiful place. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. This one. Final question. The Ashes or India versus Pakistan?
No, you can't be asking me that.
Yeah.
Oh man.
It was a good Ashes series,
Ashes.
this last one.
Yeah, that's the thing. I'm gonna say Ashes. Gonna say Ashes solely because it's
There was a
it's
yeah,
heritage. Heritage. I think that's what it is. The heritage of it. But as terms of like entertainment, watching, obviously, well, they say Pakistan, India is the biggest watch sporting event in the world. They say
wow.
so.
I
So
didn't
I
even know
think
that.
that's
Yeah.
yeah. The numbers on that. I remember. I can't remember when Pakistan, India. One of the Asia Cups that they played. I think it was in India or Sri Lanka. Many few years ago. They had over almost there was like 2 billion people watching or something ridiculous like that. That's ridiculous numbers, man. And I think for cricket that's really big. And you see these boxers and some of these athletes, even footballers, getting paid X amount like this that they are.
Yeah.
I think cricket does have the potential to do so. So I think it's just a matter of time before cricket really becomes that next level of sporting event.
Yeah.
Like it's getting there. Look at the BPL, like the Big Bash. It's probably one of the better, in my terms of entertainment wise, it's one of the better T20 leagues out there.
Yeah.
The whole, the sun, like the weather, like you see the guy sitting on the banks, like there's no seats. It's just such a relaxed environment. And then you see like this colored stumps and like the light up stumps. You're just like, man, that's cool, man. That's cool. And they got that, and I like your baseball type of hats as well, man. Like these little things, man, that really make it entertaining.
Even the IPL, it's in the top 5 watch sports in the world. So yeah, I'm pretty
IPL
sure
is obviously
with the commercialization of sports and whatnot, you know, especially cricket, I think it's a matter of time before they hit the top.
IPL is obviously one of the biggest in the world, and I think that there's just a matter of time before if they continue going well and it continues going strong, man. Just like it's a matter of time before one of these leagues really break it into being one of the world's best. You know? So
Well, that's
let's
just
hope so.
about sums us up, man. Thanks very much for having a conversation on a midday. at,
Thank you. No,
yeah,
likewise in your
on a
evening there.
Yeah, evening here. My son's fast asleep now, so that's good. But take care, man. All the best for the future
Thank
and
you
for
very
the
much.
academy as well. Yeah, nice talking to
Thank you
you.
very much. It's been a
And
pleasure.
stay safe.
Likewise.
And
Take care.
hopefully chat soon. Yeah.